Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news. Now folks, we're here to talk about a move that's been making waves across the NFL, especially in the NFC East, an intriguing trade rumor that could reshape the Philadelphia Eagles' roster and, more importantly, their Super Bowl ambitions. It's not just any rumor. It's about acquiring a wide receiver who has already proven himself as a reliable, explosive weapon in the league, Chris Olave. And trust me, this isn't just a splash in the water. It could be a tidal wave for the Eagles and their quest for back-to-back titles. As many of you know, the Eagles are coming off an impressive 2024 season. Jalen Hurts was spectacular, leading an offense that was among the top in the league in both scoring and yardage. Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown formed arguably one of the most electrifying wide receiver duos in the NFL. Their chemistry, speed, route-running ability, everything about them screams elite. But as we look deeper into this, there's a glaring issue that could threaten to derail their championship aspirations if not addressed: the depth behind those two stars. Now, I want to take you back a bit to understand the context. Devonta Smith, despite being a former Heisman Trophy winner, has battled injuries, and A.J. Brown, while sensational, has a history of nagging ailments. And let's be honest, in a league where injuries are almost unavoidable, relying solely on those two is risky business. Sure, Jahan Dotson, Johnny Wilson, Terrace Marshall, and Aeneas Smith, these are talented players, no doubt. But they're not yet proven commodities as reliable starters, especially in the high-stakes, playoff atmosphere. The Eagles need that extra firepower, that insurance policy to keep their offense rolling even if one of their main receivers goes down. This is where the potential trade for Chris Olave comes into focus. The Saints, after a tumultuous offseason, seem to be heading into a bit of a rebuilding phase. Derek Carr's retirement left them with a quarterback room that's a bit thin on experience: Jake Heener, Tyler Show, Spencer Rattler. Not exactly a seasoned group, and with the Saints' current roster, it's clear they're looking at a transition year, possibly even a rebuild, trying to build for the future. What better way to do that than to start acquiring draft capital for the 2026 NFL Draft? And Olave, well, he's shown in his first few seasons in the league that he can be a true game changer when healthy. Over 3 seasons, he's accumulated over 500 receiving yards and has a solid 10 touchdowns on his resume, despite facing some injury setbacks and inconsistent quarterback play early in his career. His speed, route running, and ability to stretch the field make him a nightmare for defenses. Just imagine him lining up outside opposite A.J. Brown, freeing Brown to operate more from the slot, creating mismatches all over the field. That kind of depth, that kind of explosive talent, it's exactly what the Eagles need to push their offense over the top. And let's not forget, Olave's skill set is perfectly suited for the Eagles' offense. His ability to get off the line quickly, his precise route running, and his speed make him a perfect complement to Brown's physicality and Smith's agility. It's a trio that could make defenses lose sleep, especially when Hurts is spreading the ball around. Philadelphia's offensive scheme, which is already one of the most dynamic in the league, would become even more lethal with Olave added into the mix. And it's not just about creating more big plays. It's about establishing a consistent threat that defenses have to account for on every snap. Now, here's an interesting angle. This trade could actually be a win-win situation. For the Saints, it's about gathering draft capital and resetting their team for the future. Olave, in this scenario, would get a fresh start in a more receiver-friendly system where he's not the primary target, and that could lead to fewer injuries and less pressure. Plus, playing with a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, who's known for his mobility and ability to extend plays, could unlock even more of Olave's potential. For the Eagles, acquiring Olave isn't just about adding another receiver. It's about strengthening their Super Bowl window, ensuring that even if injuries strike or if the depth chart gets tested, they've got enough firepower to keep their offense humming. The chemistry and familiarity that could develop between Hurts and Olave would be something to watch, especially considering how well Hurts has developed as a passer. His ability to deliver accurate throws to a receiver with Olave's speed and route skills would make defenses scramble to keep up. And don't forget, Olave's presence would also take some pressure off Devonta Smith, who's been the primary slot receiver but could benefit from having an outside threat of Olave's caliber. It's all about diversification. The Eagles could run a variety of formations and routes that keep defenses guessing. With the coaching staff's innovative play calling, this could be a nightmare scenario for opposing defenses, especially if they try to double-team Brown or Smith, leaving Olave one-on-one outside. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, is this realistic? Will the Saints really trade away Olave? Well, the NFL is full of surprises, and with the Saints looking to rebuild, it's not out of the realm of possibility. They could view Olave as a valuable trade chip to accelerate their rebuild and acquire the draft picks they desperately need to build for the future. Plus, with the connections between the Eagles, coaching staff, and the Saints front office, especially with Kellen Moore now in New Orleans, there's a strategic advantage here. The Eagles could leverage those relationships to make this deal happen smoothly, ensuring both sides feel like winners. This kind of trade isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about strategic planning, long-term vision, and making a bold move in a competitive division. The NFC East is arguably the toughest division in the NFL right now, with teams like the Cowboys, Commanders, and Giants all making moves in the offseason. Adding Olave would give the Eagles a clear edge, a game-changing piece that could push them even closer to that ultimate goal, the Super Bowl. And let's be honest, the Eagles are not just content with making the playoffs. They want to repeat, they want to dominate, and they want to leave a legacy. Having a deep, versatile, and explosive receiver core is crucial to that mission. Olave fits that mold perfectly, and I believe that a trade like this could be the missing link that elevates the Eagles from a very good team to a legendary one. Now, we all know the NFL can be unpredictable, and trades of this magnitude can sometimes fall apart or take unexpected turns. But if there's one thing that's clear, it's that Philadelphia is always looking to push the envelope, to find those little edges that can make all the difference come playoff time. Olave's talent, combined with the Eagles' existing roster, could be the recipe for a dominant, unstoppable offense that defenses won't be able to handle come January and February. And before I wrap up, I want to remind you all, this is the kind of move that could define the Eagles' season. It's a bold strategy, but one that makes a lot of sense when you consider their championship window, their current roster, and the opportunities in front of them. The NFL is a league of matchups, of strategic gambles, and this trade could very well be the game changer that puts the Eagles back on top of the NFL hierarchy. So, Eagles fans, keep your eyes peeled. The offseason is heating up, and moves like this could be just around the corner. It's an exciting time to be an Eagles supporter, and trust me, the best is yet to come. We're witnessing a team that's not afraid to make bold decisions, and this potential Olave trade is just the latest example of how they're aiming for greatness once again. Stay tuned, because the NFL season is just around the corner, and with it, the next chapter in Eagles history could be written very soon. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YOUTUB algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think the Eagles should go all in for Chris Olave? Or do you believe there are other options they should explore? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. This is a community of passionate fans who want to see their team succeed, and your voice is a big part of that. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and all the latest news from the Eagles and the NFL in general. So, make sure to stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't yet, and be part of this journey towards another Super Bowl victory. The Eagles are building something special, and together we're going to witness history being made. Thanks for watching, and as always, fly Eagles fly.